All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Kitty Cheney Reed, and I'm IBM's Vice President and Chief Leadership, Culture, and Inclusion Officer. It is my pleasure to be here for the second year in a row, moderating this panel of fabulous entrepreneurs. But before I do that, I just want to take a second to recognize the 18 women from IBM who are here celebrating the summit with us. This is our 20th consecutive year of being a participant and a sponsor in Irene's amazing summit. So it tells you something about how much we value it, the summit itself, and the contribution it makes to women and to our community. So a big round of applause for Irene. Navidad. All right, let's get down to business. So we have just an amazing treat for you. I have the privilege of hosting a conversation today with three incredible women. They are a diverse group. In this forum, you'll hear about how they've built their businesses, what challenges they've faced, and what they think success looks like. So let me tell you about them. The first of this group is a Turkish bistro owner who took a loan to create her business and who has 114 locations now. So I would love to introduce you to Gamze Shizarelli, founder and chair of Big Chefs. Please join us on stage.
Welcome to Big Chefs, where everything started in 2007 with a single branch, still with a big dream. And in just more than a decade, extended far and wide, reaching every corner of Turkey and different parts of the world. Hosting more than 13 million guests annually who are in love with Big Chef's Levantine tastes. At every Big Chef's, an elegant and warm atmosphere welcomes you, providing the comfort of a big public living room, along with the indulgent hospitality. As we grow, we're also mindful of the growing responsibilities on our shoulders. Here, we stand committed to nurturing our employees, preserving our essence, enriching the community, and safeguarding the future of the world. We care for the Big Chefs family growing every day and investing in them to add value. We empower women producers by including their products to our supply chain. We design wasteless menus with world-famous chefs. We commit to a carbon-neutral future, and we pledge to achieve this by 2027. As we embark on the next chapter of our expansion, our passion for food, love for our work, and dedication to our purpose fuel our journey to chase our dreams and expand the Big Chefs family even further. Stay tuned.
All right, let's hear for Gamze. All right, our second panelist is a Lithuanian who provides freeze-dried food, ice cream, to food for sure, to the European Space Agency. So let's hear it for Laura Kazacone, founder and CEO of Super Gardens.
Everything started with my desire as a mother to find a healthy snack for my children. This is what led me to delve in the amazing world of freeze-drying technology.
NASA developed freeze-drying technology for the Apollo 11 mission, and to this day, this is still the world's most effective food preservation method. Freeze-dried products preserve color, taste, and nutrients. They have a long shelf life and don't require any food additives. Super Garden offers more than 300 freeze-dried products, ranging from fruits, vegetables, meat, and dairy products, to things you wouldn't expect, like freeze-dried ice cream that doesn't melt. Freeze-dried candies have led Super Garden to global leadership. Our patented invention is an innovative snack presented in a 1-centimeter cube. It may be printed using a 3D printer. We export these trending goods to more than 40 countries all over the world. We are trusted by the European Space Agency to develop meals for astronauts. Super Garden's freeze-dried innovations are suitable for children and astronauts in their daily lives.
The sky is no limit.
Fascinating. Let's hear it for Laura. Last but not least, we have an Italian who has corrected me and articulated very clearly that she is a financial advisor to women. She helps them find the best financial solutions for their businesses. So, without further ado, it is Fabiola Pellegrini.
Why does the technology sector need investment banking? It's an intriguing question, isn't it? To delve into this, consider the case of Kletscher & Co., a European private investment bank specializing in technology, software, IT services, hardware, and IoT. When it comes to the tech sector, it's all about innovation, evolution, and growth. It's not just about advising and providing funds, but also strategic support. And that's where Kletscher & Co. shines. With over 14 years of experience under their belt, Kletscher & Co. offer a broad range of services such as strategy definition, M&A support, and capital raising. From Milan to New York, Paris, Madrid, and London, connecting different cultures and tech verticals. They believe in nurturing European and global tech leaders through M&A activities, and they have the seasoned professionals to make this a reality. They take a long-term and dynamic approach, driven by curiosity, excellence, diversity, and integrity. This international perspective is invaluable in the tech sector, where trends and opportunities don't stick to borders. So, returning to the initial question, why does the technology sector need investment banking? The answer, as demonstrated by Kletscher & Co., is clear: to drive growth, support innovation, and foster global leadership. It's not just about funding, but also about strategic support, international perspective, and a dedicated team that understands the unique needs of the tech sector. Thank you.
For Fabiola. Listen, we are about to have an amazing conversation. We're going to learn so much from these women. So, are you ready? Are you ready? All right, here we go. All right. Ladies, let's get started. So I'd love for each of you to answer this question. When you started your company and you were just beginning to get traction, what was the biggest challenge you faced? Then let's fast forward to now and tell me what your current challenges are. So who wants to start? All right, Gamze.
Okay. While starting the business, I think accessing the finance was the most challenging and most difficult part of my whole journey. Because if you don't have any money, and I didn't have any initial investment at those times, because after divorce from my husband, I had nothing in hand. And in 2007, I tried to find money for starting the business. And as you know, the banking system is based on showing a real estate, a house, as a collateral for the security. And I didn't have anything at those times. So I was rejected by 6 banks, not to give any loan. And at the end, I convinced a bank manager of a credit manager of a bank, and I got the loan. But usually, I think this is the main problem for most of the women in the world, accessing the finance in the first phase if you don't have any initial investment. And especially in those years, there were no angel investors, no startup supporters. The only think that you can buy, you can take a loan from a bank. So this was the biggest challenge for finding the money. And now is, you know, I'm coming from Turkey, Istanbul, and we have 123 locations in 13 countries, but our main focus is in Turkey. And you know, can you guess how much was the food inflation in Turkey in 2023? 75%.
Wow.
Yes, 75% food inflation rate. And you know, the world average rate is 10% in the food inflation. And I think most of the European countries ranks between 5 to 8 maybe at the highest. And I'm managing a public company with a 75% food inflation and 50% increase in the minimum wage. I'm trying to keep my profitability. Yes, and I think this is the most, this is very difficult time for us, yes.
I bet you wish that you had known the lady over here, Fabiola, when you started your business. Why don't we move to you to talk about financing and how, if it was a challenge for you or what your challenges were, Fabiola?
Works now, yes, thanks. Our challenge in reality was the fact that we were attacking some way the financial world. So when you decide to create an investment bank in the most old industry that the world has never seen, of course everyone thinks that you will never get it, you will never survive. So it's been very interesting for me. I love the challenge and I love the way of being a challenger in general. So we decided to work well, to work proper, to create around few strong values the bank that we wanted. So money has an enormous power, just to be very frank among us. When you touch money, you change things. And in the way you move money, you impact the world. So I believed at the time, and I still believe, that it's an amazing job with investment banking. It's an amazing job being in a position to help entrepreneurs to grow and to find the financial solution to do that. And honestly, it's much more easy to find money than find people, retain people, organize the business, scaling up. So there's a lot of other things that should be taken care of. But I believe that entrepreneurs should not be scared about money because they have to focus on where do they want to go, what is their strategy, what is the focus, what is the ambition, and then we will find money. But money is not the issue.
So you take care of their money so they can work on their businesses.
Exactly.
Okay, very good. What challenges did you face when you were trying to start your business?
Hello. Different case, but the same story as my colleague. From the first beginning, after and until these days, I have the same biggest issue, money. My business is not IT, it's not service.
Right.
Yes, I produce, I have factory, I need for equipment, expensive equipment, a lot of raw material. So investment and money, still this is huge issue.
Great. So we've established that for both of you, it was definitely financing. And then we have, you know, the perspective of Fabiola here, who's saying that's really the easiest thing to do. So
okay.
help me reconcile that,
No,
Fabiola.
let's make a little bit more clear.
Yes.
It's not the easiest way, okay? It is not that should be. In my view, should be. That's the point. Because I see that there are sometimes much biggest challenge than that. But it's not the case. I know that. That's why I work and I support the business and I support entrepreneurs to raise money as well. But it should be, that's what I'm saying, because there is a lot of money in the system, a lot. And sometimes you have to convince investors that the opportunity is right, even if they are not comfortable enough.
I see.
That's where we can play and we work.
Excellent, excellent.
Could I add?
Yes, please.
Yes, because in the beginning it was some topic about geopolitical situation, yes? And for example, in our case, Lithuania is on border with war between Belarus and Russia. And when we are talking with investors about physical production, they said everything is interesting, but let's wait until war finished.
I see. Had a lot to do with the circumstances surrounding what was happening in the world. So that's very appropriate. Laura, tell me, you talked about your initial challenges. What are your current challenges in your business?
Current challenge, I see huge opportunities because we have unique products, freeze-dried ice cream that doesn't melt, our bestseller and star, and we can sell everywhere. Everyone wants us. And we don't have capacities at the moment.
I see.
So it's simple way, just money, but still we have that. For scaling, we need, we can scale very quickly, fast. So, and at the moment it's issue, not the worst, nice one.
So it's interesting that you say that because studies show that businesses that undertake markets outside of the domestic market internationally and crossing borders grow 6 times faster than those who decide to stay domestic. Have you found that to be true, either of you?
Yes, yes. We are in 13 countries right now. We have in Europe, in Belgium and Germany, and Turkey operations, and CIS countries, as well as Middle East. And every new market is a new potential for us. And in terms of cash flow and lower the risk of the domestic market, like geopolitical issues, wars, and economic up and down. So to be a sustainable company, it is the best to go to the new markets, to international markets. And also, it is not only the cash flow and the economic issues, also new markets increase your creativity, and you just, for example, in each country we go, we get some new food culture, transfer new recipes to our menus in the locally, and most of the speakers in the morning has talked about the human resource, the labor resource problems, and we had the same in Germany. So we use carry robots who carry the foods, the plates. And now we were so happy with that, and now what we are having the same problem in Turkey as well. We import some food carriers, robots, to Turkey as well. So we learned a lot from all the markets that we go. So we are so happy to be a global brand, and we aim to go with more countries, more markets. So we are so happy to do that.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
And it's also fascinating that there's intersectionality between your business and technology and also
Exactly.
culture.
Yes.
Right? So the new recipes, that's fascinating. Fascinating. All right. How about you, Laura?
Yes, we export to more than 40 countries, from Japan until Middle East and States, of course, Europe Union, and that is great. And not only about sales, it's about wider mindset and deeper understanding, because all food trends come from United States.
Okay.
And if you work with other countries, you just know what is good there. You can advise for your partners. You can develop new products. So it's great. Then second is diversification, because in different countries you can sell different products and balance your assortment, balance your sales. So it's great.
So what gave you the courage to break into your first market outside of your starting country, Laura? And then I'll go straight to you, Fabiola, to talk about financing outside of domestic borders.
We created a unique product, very nice advent calendar from 24 different freeze-dried berries. It was similar, but was something different. And in exhibition in Sweden, we got first place as the best natural product.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Let's give her a round of applause. First place in Sweden. That's great.
Yes, and after that, we was named as the best vegan advent calendar, and it's open doors to export.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Well, it's nothing better than success to push you to do something new, right? So let's talk about financing outside of borders and across borders.
Let's talking about where do you want to go first, and then we decide how we finance. Okay, because sometimes organic growth is the best way, because you cannot find the right M&A target, the right company like you. At that point, we look for the financial solution, which is more suitable for the situation of the company, where the stage, the development, and there are several products, but I will not bore with you. But what I believe and what it is part of our DNA is also creating and supporting tech companies, especially in Europe, to use the European market and to become relevant, at least in Europe. Because sometimes we want to go everywhere and can be complex from an execution point of view. So let's start from Europe and let's grow there, and then we'll expand further, okay? And coming from that, sometimes I suggest, when you're ready to go outside, to look at M&A seriously, because you don't find just an organization, but you find clients, you find people, you find resources, you find culture. Entering in a new culture demands a lot of humility, understanding, and time, which is our most biggest enemy. So in the end, M&A is a powerful tool. It's an amazing tool, because you create a project where you bring people with you and you create something bigger together. Because even if you are the most amazing entrepreneur in the world, you need someone who works with you.
Yes, I think that's great. Using M&A, so mergers and acquisitions, to actually grow your business as opposed to starting something new when you go into a new country. Have either of you found that to be true? Have you had experience with that, Laura or Gamzes?
Yes. For funding, while growing, when I got the bank loan from the bank, after reaching 5 locations, I need extra funding and new vision at the same time. So I made a strategic partnership. And then after 7 years, we got an investment from a private equity, from a European bank, and who are a European private equity. And then last year, we made IPO in Istanbul Stock Exchange market. And I believe in the power of partnerships, mergers, acquisitions, because with the limited resources, the partnership is the best leverage for our business.
Awesome. Congratulations on your IPO.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Big round of applause for her.
We are the first women-owned female owner business in the Istanbul Stock Exchange market in the food industry as
All
well.
right.
Yes. Thank you.
So let's change gears just a little bit and talk about lessons you've learned. Let's start with lessons you learned from the pandemic. So that was a tough time for all of us, right? Especially struggling and growing businesses. So what did you learn from the pandemic that you've actually adopted as an approach today in your business? Let's start with you, Laura.
Okay, so as everyone, we learned to work online and remote, but the main lesson is also diversification of sales channels, first of all. In our case, it helps us very much that we have online and offline. In pandemic, offline closed, and then online helped us to survive. And also different products, different large assortment. So diversification is the main lesson from pandemic.
Yes, absolutely. I think we all learned how to adapt during the pandemic. So survival through diversification. Love it. How about you, Gamzes?
Yes, the restaurant sector has been the most affected during the pandemic, and we were all closed for 9 months. And the remaining 7 months, we couldn't work on the weekends and lots of restrictions. So what we learned is, before that, we were not focused on the home delivery a lot. So we just incorporated home delivery. And then we created a Big Chef's Gastro label brands. And we tried to sell our pasta sauces, meat sauces, and frozen schnitzel and frozen meatballs, and sold them on the online grocery delivery systems. And still it's going well. So we just had a different line of the revenue. Although it's not, we are more in experimental business, but it's still going well. The 10% of our revenue comes from that, and it's not bad.
That's wonderful. I love the fact that you adapted and you changed, not only for the moment, but permanently. So I love that a lot. Fabiola, tell me a little bit about how the pandemic impacted your business, or did it impact it at all?
It impacted, of course, it impacted at all, a lot, but more in the organization of people, in the organization of work. No one was used to stay far from each other. It was very difficult from a human point of view, but it was an enormous opportunity to learn how to work in distance, how to work far from each other, and to still work. So it is a huge change for us. And after the COVID, we push the international development much further, because we learned from that.
Excellent. So let's talk about lessons that you've learned through growth. So as you grew your businesses, what were some of the lessons you learned, and what would you like to share with folks that are struggling to become stable in their markets? You want to go first? Okay.
We are in the service industry, and the human resource is the most key point for our success. And we are working with 5,500 employees right now, and finding and hiring the key management, and make them a great team, and believe in your dream and passion as a leader was the best job that I could do. Because my CFO has been working with me since 17 years, since the first day. And the kitchen coordinator has been working more than 12 years, who is responsible for all the kitchen and the operation. So the human resource, the key management, dedicated key management. And second, growing with the partnerships, as I told you.
Okay.
And going into the new markets. So those three are the key points while growing. That I believe every entrepreneurs should focus on. And especially I believe in the power of being the partnership a lot. And I want to tell a quote from Yunus Emre. You know, the Yunus Emre is a Sufi and a folk poet who lived in Turkey in the 13th century. He says, if we are divided, we will fall. And if we share and if we are united, we will stand. So being together and sharing all our resources with partnership, with the team, with the community we live is so important.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. I love the emphasis on getting the right team. So I love that a lot. So let's move to you, Fabiola. What lessons learned do you have from growing your business, and advice for folks who are struggling to stabilize?
I would say that the most important lesson I learned is that we need to intervene when we believe it's time to do it. And the more you grow, the more you fear to touch things. But this can be a problem. So we need to keep focusing where we want to go, but at the same time, if we believe something is not going the right direction, having the strength to change, because it is not in the right direction we are going, and this can create issues afterwards. But it's painful sometimes.
I think that's a great advice. So having the courage, ladies, to change. So to recognize that you're moving in the wrong direction and to make a change. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Laura, how about you?
When you grow very fast, there are a lot of chaos and, of course, a lot of stress. So I just can repeat that the main point is team. Team who can survive in this stressful situation. It's normal to have stress every day. And it's advantages to be fast and agile. But at the moment, you still must have stable, basic processes.
So I appreciate the focus on making certain that you have systems that sustain you. So you have processes in place that keep you focused. Very, very good. All right, so another couple of questions for you. So let's talk about how you're going to continue to stay relevant, how you're going to continue to grow your businesses. What's the next stage of development for you in your business? How about you, Fabiola?
Another country.
Another country.
Yeah, of course.
Let's
another
hear
country.
it for another country.
Another
That's
country,
great.
of course.
That's great. That's
yes,
great.
I want the biggest issues from my point of view, for my business, is keeping values very strong. Because, you know, there are a lot of ways to do my business, and I believe that it's very important that we know what we are doing and how we are doing. So spreading this across countries demands to be very, very compact as a team, as procedures, and a lot of things. So in the context of a market who is changing, and we need to be hyper flexible, at the same time, we have to keep few strong values. And it is not easy when you are in some way trying to change the industry, okay? So in some way, this is the challenge we are facing, but the future is another country, another community, and let's bring together the project.
All right, awesome. All right, let's come to you, Laura.
In my situation is very clear. I must scale And just I'm on this situation, I need to find a right investors because now I'm alone solo owner, so I'm choosing now investor.
Sounds like you should be talking to Fabiola. All right, finding investors to help you grow. Love it. All right, Gamze.
Okay, to grow not only with our existing brand, but only with mergers and acquisitions like coffee shop chains or small QSRs, both locally and globally first. And then we are working on incorporating AI to our business. As an example, we have been trying an AI app. Now you will be all surprised. Be careful when you visit our restaurants because with the high resolution cameras, they will screen the faces of the customers and the employees, whether they are satisfied or unsatisfied, whether they are happy or unhappy, and also screening the duration of the waiter's time near the table and the frequency of the visit to the table. So this app is sending a notification to the manager of the restaurant.
Oh, great.
Yes. So it will increase our operational efficiency and customer satisfaction a lot.
Yes.
Now we are in an experimental period since a couple of months, but we are very excited about the
That is exciting. So you're going to
Yes.
use customer sentiment.
Yes, exactly.
That's wonderful.
Yes, and the third and the most important is sustainability. As you watch in the film, the food waste is very important in the kitchens. You know that the 40% of the food waste comes from the kitchens of the restaurants and the hotels. So with many engineering and shifting to the smaller portions, so we are trying to reduce the food waste.
That's great.
And we made a huge investment in solar energy, and we will continue to invest. And we are using new technology in the kitchen equipments which reduces less energy. And we aim to achieve zero carbon emission by 2027.
You've got a lot going on, lady. A lot going on.
And women producers are just to include the women producers into our supply chain.
Wonderful.
Is very critical, especially in the rural parts of the Turkey. So that's all that.
That's all. Just that, you all. Just that little thing. Thank you so much. So as we wrap up this panel, I want to just ask one last question of each of you. And I want you to think about this very thoughtfully because you're going to encourage a lot of women in this room. What and how do you define success as an entrepreneur?
You know that I've been thinking about this question for 2 or 3 days. And how to answer in a male way so very quickly. So after thinking, I decided I believe that success is really a complex topic, for us at least. And I just made of a list of elements, of wins, of learned experience, of impact, of defeats. So in my way, I see success as the slope on your functions. So if you want to see it like a mathematical way, okay, of all the points in your life that have given you something, and have given something to the people around you. So it's a journey. And I like saying this in this way.
I don't know how to summarize that, Fabiola. So I won't add anything to it because I think it's amazing. So thank you for sharing that with us. Laura.
There is such saying in Japan, read the year. And I think it's describes success perfectly. Because if you can catch idea before it becomes material, if you can recognize client's thought before he understand what he wants, you can be one step forward and you can create and do something better, more, and great. So read there and success will follow you.
All right. I love that. Reading the minds of the market. Love it, love it, love it. And last but not least, Gamze.
Thank you. Success is not only climbing your career, the stages in your career and sell your company or increase the value of your shares, but it's found in the way of balancing the professional accomplishments according to your value and with personal fulfillment and to find the inner peace at the same time.
Oh, I like that.
And real success comes from using your skills to improve the lives of the people around you, the community you belong, and leaving a lasting footprint after you passed away.
Oh, I love it. Legacy of a lifetime.
Legacy.
You all have been such an amazing panel. You're such an inspiration to women around the world. And for that, I thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Thank
to
you,
you all.
thank you.